It's the Regular Expressions podcast. Join Noah Heldman and Ben Griswold as they talk about technology, consulting, and life. In episode 18, Noah and Ben have a lightning round discussion about their predictions for 2026. It's a new year and a new Rachel. My New Year's resolution is to answer the Regular Expressions podcast 5 questions live. Let's see if we can make that happen.
I feel like I always start with laughing because you do something outrageous before we ever start.
Right at the countdown.
Fun.
Just bam.
Happy New Year, Noah.
Happy New Year.
Glad we're still around in 2026.
I hope we're still very much around and around more and
Yes.
in people's faces and ears
Yes.
more than they want. So they have to shut us down.
In their faces. Any New Year's resolutions this year for you?
Yes, it is very stereotypical, but it's all about self-care. As I get a little bit older, the wiser part, not sure that's happening, but the body falling apart part, that's definitely happening. So trying to just stay on top of some basic things. Thank you for helping me open my eyes to mobility, which sounds a little bit like an old person thing. And it turns out it is. Just water aerobics, you know, I haven't done that yet, but that's the
so
next
good.
step. Just trying to stay loose, stay strong, stay fresh. How about you?
Yes. The pool scene in Cocoon just came to mind while you were talking about that.
Yes, a classic.
For me, not a whole year thing, but I am taking January, and this isn't dry January. This is a stay off of the weights and stay off the bike through January. My back's been bothering me for months now, and I think if I do what you're doing, which is just some mobility work and try not to tighten the muscles up with any sort of weight-bearing exercises or high-intensity workouts, I'll be for the better. So I'm going to give it, 30 days or how many days there is in January. I'm going to say 31. It's not 28.
It's within 3. Pretty clear.
Yes, it's within 3 consistently. So that's my plan. That's my new January resolution.
It's a great plan, and as I hear both of our plans, it makes me think we may have already lost our Gen Z and millennial audience, if there is one. So if you're still there, by the end of this video, 3 things you must know by the end of 2026. Clickbait. So just be ready for that. It's coming. Minute 18 or 20.
Yes. Yes. So I thought with the woo, which is New Year's resolutions, we could talk about the New Year predictions. What are we going to see? I wish we did this last year so we could reflect back, see where our predictions were, how they landed. But we'll start now. In the first weeks of January 2027, we'll reflect back at our predictions and see how we did. But why don't we do a bit of a lightning round today, Noah? Why don't we bounce our questions to see what we think is going to happen in the next 350 something or so days?
That sounds awesome and just slightly irresponsible on my part, because I'm probably going to say things that won't come true, but it'll be fun to reflect no matter what.
It'll be fun and offensive, I'm sure.
Well, we'll see. Aim high.
All right, here's my first one for you. What breaks first as companies try to scale with AI? Is it people, process, or data?
Ooh, my instinct is data, and I think it's probably wrong, but I'm going to try to talk through it in a lightning way. If a lightning round still allows me to spend 30 seconds, then is that okay?
Yes, because lightning strikes.
Because lightning is really fast.
And
because that could be done already.
Let's count the thunder and the lightning. How's that sound?
Okay. Okay, that's good. Long, slow, rumbling thunder.
Yes,
so
30 miles away.
And it's already weird to me to say data breaks because I don't know. It depends on what you allow AI to do with your data that could break it. But then I immediately think, well, the same thing could happen with processes. If you let AI govern and change processes, especially in automation that run your business, that could break. But then, just people could emotionally break down when they realize AI is taking jobs, which we've already seen it has done some of, but I think there's a question about this coming up, so I won't give that away. So I've already just ruined this because my answer is all of it. It all breaks first.
Hey, exactly the same moment. The strike of February 13th. Let's see. I think that's fair. I think that you could say data process people are all people broken. Hey, I'm down. I lean into data on this one. I think that we find out if you want to implement anything AI-ish, you need to have your data appropriately governed. We just know so many companies that have disparate data sources. They're not sure what even the truth looks like under the hood for them. So I think it'd be really hard to gather up all the data and get all the AI goodness out of it.
Then we agree mostly, I think. So that is good. But here's what that does for me. That makes me instantly go off script. And I want to ask you a lightning round question that is not something we planned. So I hope you're okay with that.
I predicted as such.
AI predictions. 2026 predictions. Damn it, it's already got me. Okay, so we talk about people process technology all the time. We just talked about people process data. Sometimes people say people process tools. Sometimes they'll throw culture in there. I don't like that one, but that's just me. So here's my question for you. Is it people process technology, and technology includes all tools and all data, and that's how you've always thought about it? Or does data deserve to be its own top-level item? Have we reached a point now where anytime we're consulting with an organization, we should be saying, these are the 4 things that you should be caring about: your people, your process, your tools, and your data?
Great question. And I have in the past elevated data so that it was a 4th pillar. I think when I had it, it was people, process, data, and tools, or it was tech, one of the other ones, one of those, right? But yeah, I think it's a first-class citizen, and it's something that we should always be inspecting. So I know that in the last 4 or so engagements, the tech strategy work that we've done, it wasn't named out in that pillar, but it absolutely should be. Yes.
Yeah, and I think we covered it in the work we did because we not only looked at actual data, but certainly the tools and technology behind how data moves through systems. So that's great.
And, yeah, absolutely. And we do a lot of things around here's your source, here's the destination, right? Here's your workflow and how data moves. And we constantly come into issues of, hey, business, help us out. Like, where is this data point coming from? And which ones, as I mentioned earlier, what's your source of truth? So always comes up. I think we should start pitching it like that.
I like it, but you did make me realize that when we've used people process technology, let's just assume data didn't exist. Then there isn't really anything there. You have a tool with no data in it, and you have a process with no data moving through the process.
Right.
And it's just people having a conversation.
Yeah. Static website. That's what they've got. A whole bunch of static websites. So here's our prediction. When it comes to tech strategy assessments, data will be included in the moniker.
All right. That's good. That's easy for us to measure using data. I love it.
Is it my turn? Your turn?
It's your turn. Yes. We're fluid.
All right. Here's a trick question, perhaps. Could be tricky for somebody like yourself. What's one role, Noah, that becomes harder because of AI?
I think the role of a dev manager, someone who is responsible for coordinating the work that a development team needs to do. So there was this instant shift to using AI tools in a lot of capacities. A lot of tools grew up around specific things. So, this one generates great unit tests. This one generates great documentation. This one will review your code, review your PRs, all of those kind of specialized things. And then it becomes Cursor, your IDE, or whatever IDE you use, Claude Code, anything like that. And now it really is its own personality that's part of the team. So how do you manage that? How do you direct your team what to use and when to make sure that your product or your tech is meeting all of the requirements that are coming from above? There you go.
That's great. I totally agree with you. I think there's something around compliance that's going to be required in 2026. Making sure that your code is compliant, that you're not stealing IP, that you're not pulling out not only for your code, but plagiarism in any sort of the artifacts that a consultant would provide. How do you do that? Does the engineer need to prove that, yes, it's all bespoke work, or it's something that's used just simply open source? Not sure, but I think there'll need to be some compliance tools that are baked in or around the production of any artifacts. That's what I'm thinking.
I like it. Yeah. It makes me think of just the whole cybersecurity side, which I won't get into right now, but that could be really impacted by this as well.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Security's got to continue to be bulked up. Ask me something.
All right. Here's one for you. You're going to love. What is the word or phrase that everyone is going to be sick of by Q4 2026?
Sick of, sycophant.
Yes.
That's probably one. Yes, but I think I'm pretty sure on this one. Agentic. I think that one's going to swing really fast in the other direction. So that's my prediction. Yeah, agentic will just make people squirm and say, like, prove it, like all sorts of responses to agentic. How about you?
How about one that nobody's using yet, and it just popped into my head for no reason, and I'm just going to bet the farm on this: human-centered AI.
Ooh,
we're going to be sick of that term. I'm sure people have said it, but
yeah, maybe everything human-centered,
or human-centric. Yeah, however you want to say it.
Yes,
I wanted to say it human-centered.
I would do centric. Yes. My turn.
Okay.
Well, your turn. I'll ask the question though. So
sure.
My turn.
Works both ways.
What is will AI reduce or will it increase the headcounts within tech organizations?
So a dev team, do you mean could a dev team get by with fewer people because of AI, or will it need more people because of AI? That's right. The question?
Assume AI is baked into an organization. Will they need as many folks or will they need less folks?
I'm going to answer this question in two parts. Part one, AI will reduce the total headcount in teams, but almost across the board, that reduction will be too much. And companies will realize they need to add people back to their headcount, not to where they were when they first reduced, but if they had a 10-person team and they thought they could get away with 3, they'll realize they need 5 or 6. So they'll overcorrect. That's my guess.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that's fair. So it ends up being an overall reduction.
Yes.
Got it. I think there's going to be a shift. We talked about this in other podcasts. I think that there'll be a reduction in the folks that are more green, those less experienced engineers. I don't think that those roles will be quite as available. However, more senior folks, I'm not sure there'll be more, but I think they're in a good position. I think if I were saving on a handful of green engineers, perhaps I bring in an additional senior. Oh, that's my thought. Just kind of a shift in the workforce.
Excellent. I like it. I'm typing another question that's not on the list just to keep it fresh and dangerous.
Oh, it's dangerous.
Tech prediction 2026.
Yes.
Do we get artificial generalized intelligence this year?
No.
Tell me less. No, tell me more.
I really don't think so. I think we're really very much still in an experimental stage. I think there's going to be claims. I think that people will say like, hey, we're getting there. It's like I was just listening the other day to somebody saying like, we actually just exceeded the Turing test. And it's like, oh, really? How did that happen? And why wasn't that a big announcement? It's because, well, what's your interpretation? Right. And so I think maybe there'll be claims to answer your question, but I'm not sure we'll really get there. Not within this current year, especially when at least publicly facing, people are just racing to have the best chat box and pretend they have agentic AI running everywhere behind the scenes. So you came up with a great question. What is your so-so answer?
It's also no, not going to happen.
For
the same reason. I know, boring, but hey, it's there now. So if we go back in December and we're all answering to the robots, we'll know we were wrong, and that's fine.
Yes. Okay. What's the most impressive sounding tech initiative that usually means nothing is happening?
2-week discovery, I think. Yeah. I remember just growing up in my consulting career with that just being the phrase. Back when I started at HP as a consultant in 1997, that was one of the guys who worked there who was pretty high up in the engineering group. His answer to everything was 2-week discovery. It's like, oh, hey, we're thinking about adding a new profile menu to the avatar in the corner. Yeah, we can do that. 2-week discovery every time. So there you go.
So our conversation earlier today, where we are feeling, could we just bypass the discovery? Could we bypass at least the understanding of the current state and get into the meatier future state and recommendations phase of a discovery, right? So I do think that things happen, but I'm not sure that it needs to happen all the time.
Yes, and as quickly as I answered that question, in reality, if it's done right, it actually is a lot that's happening and a lot of foundational work. I think the perception might be if someone asks you to do an assessment and you spend 2 weeks on current state and you end up generating really impressive outputs, they're probably not outcomes for an organization until you move to the next phase and you start to lay out what the target state looks like and what the roadmap looks like for how you get there. So it's a little bit of a necessary evil. And I find it just absolutely essential to truly understanding how a business works.
Yeah.
All right. I got one for you.
Yes.
What is the biggest career risk for senior tech leaders right now?
I think there's so much happening that senior tech leaders there's a chance of them being very reactive It's like shiny thing after shiny thing. Let's grab this tool. Let's hire the data scientist. Let's put the agentic stamp on everything, right? How do we automate our workflows? And so, yep, next one. Experiment. And I think there's a risk of not putting forth strong tech strategy, like really thinking, how could your business transform or your tech transform your business without putting some really good thought into it? So that is the biggest risk, in my opinion. All right, Noah, here's another question, and it is from our list. Okay. What's the most common lie tech leaders will tell themselves in 2026?
So for this, I think I have to stick with the AI theme, and I think the lie will be that they'll think AI is going to make them faster, way better, and will be the thing that differentiates them from the competition. And I think if all the people say that, then it all just becomes noise, right? There's going to be a lot of investment in AI and automation. Some will do it better, some will do it worse, but the general level of AI use and AI differentiation won't really be a needle mover, even though people think it will.
I like that. On my end, I think it comes back to data again, like the lie that we really don't need to govern, we don't need to manage our data. It's just been working for years. We've been patching things together. I think it's really easy to avoid that underlying problem within your organization and easier to patch what's on top of it, the layers on top to compensate. And as we were talking earlier, I think that will end up coming to a head, though. Like they'll be lying to themselves, and then eventually, if there is an AI implementation, a predictive analysis implementation, automation implementation, they're going to realize, like, oh, bad data, bad implementation. So the lies, they'll get you, Noah.
Every time.
Every single time. No one ever gets away with anything in this world.
No, certainly not. We have lots of evidence for that in the past 12 months, don't we? Well, with that, I would say we should wrap this to keep things even with one more question for you, which is pretty meta on a list of tech prediction questions.
Oh.
So, Ben Griswold, what is one prediction you're confident most people in tech will get wrong this year?
I believe with all of my heart that the thing that most people will get wrong is, I think they will think that Apple is still a forward-thinking tech company, and they'll continue to buy into all the devices, not necessarily the hardware, the laptops, but the devices, and they'll realize that they'll be outpaced. And I'm basing that just solely on what they recently released with their iPhone, which I feel is just I want to say it's a new pane of glass, but it looks like glass. It really doesn't offer anything at all. It still had a lot of the accolades that went to it, but there just wasn't any substance with their release this year. So I think they are going to be passed in the device, in smart devices, by someone else really soon. But people will still, because it's been around, it's ubiquitous, like with us, people aren't going to break away from that. They will be fooled.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And just saw the news headline recently that Google Gemini will power the next version of Siri. So I think that there's some areas where they realize they're not as competitive as they need to be to stay relevant. We'll see. This is a good one to look back at. Yeah. I'll tell you what.
I think if I could, I want to add to this as well. I think that there's a lot tied to OpenAI. There's a lot like Claude, etc., right? Those people that are really focused on the AI space. And I think most people will be wrong next year in thinking that they'll be the leaders at the end of next year or the year after that. I do think it's going to be the Googles and the Microsofts. I think they're ultimately going to be the leaders in this space, and I'm not sure most people see that coming. Yeah. That's a prediction that I'd like to throw out there even more than the Apple disaster, which I see coming.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And it may just be acquisitions, mergers, things folding into just side businesses. Who knows how it'll shake out? But yeah, right. Those big guys are big guys.
They're big guys. Yes, and they're already in most every organization. Right. Yeah. Like powered by Google or powered by Microsoft. It's hard to get away from their tools.
I am with you. Now, I do have an iPhone and I do have a MacBook, so I've got that. But I use Microsoft and Google stuff all the time too.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I will have to say, at the beginning of this video, I promised Gen Z and millennials that I would leave you with 3 things you must know. So here they are. Be good to people. Take care of yourself. Save and invest your money. There you go. You're set for life.
Wow. Save and invest your money. I can't top that. And it is in that order, right? Save enough so that you can survive 3 to 6 months. That's your emergency fund. The rest you invest.
Sounds like good advice. I like it.
We should change this podcast. I'm feeling the energy is fading here. Maybe you can dub in a higher production value towards the end here.
Woo! Yeah, go get them. You're right. Yeah, it was dying there. We got this. Fix it in post.
Perfect. Thank you, Noah. That was fun.
That was. Thank you for the idea to do the lightning round once again.
All right.
See you the next time.
See you soon. Bye.